Thank you for meeting me. Can you start off by introducing yourself with your name, age, and a little bit about you?
My name's Maggie Long, and I'm 16, and I have type 1 diabetes. So it's been interesting living with a pandemic and having type 1 diabetes.
So, as someone with pre-existing medical conditions, can you tell me a little bit about your feelings in relation to the COVID-19 health crisis?
It's definitely hard. I think it's hard for everyone to deal with this, but especially people like me with pre-existing medical conditions because it's just like one more thing to worry about. And although other people are definitely worried about this virus, it's just like thinking, what if I got it? The like consequences are so much more deadly, I guess, than if a normal person without any other pre-existing conditions got it.
Absolutely. So what kind of extra precautions have you been taking to minimize your exposure?
Definitely staying inside a lot. I haven't really been going out that much, and when I have been, definitely wearing a mask, gloves, lots of hand sanitizer, and just social distancing in general.
So, the Georgia governor was the first to reopen his state after the pandemic shutdown. Have your activities changed since the state reopened? Are you going out more or are you afraid to go out?
My activities haven't really changed that much. I've still been social distancing. I think definitely since restaurants started opening, my mom and I have been doing like curbside pickups, so one more thing is kind of back to normal in our lives, but nothing's really changed for me.
Um, are you considering maybe later this summer meeting and socializing with small groups with friends and extended family members? Are you still too afraid to even have, small interactions?
Um, I think well, at the moment I've been hanging out with like my cousins just because they stay at home all the time. They're doing social distancing, but I don't think I'm gonna start hanging with like friends or anyone outside my close family just because I don't know where those people, like where their parents have been, who they've been around. So probably just stick to what I've been doing.
And now it's looking like the coronavirus might be circulating at some level in the fall. If your school does reopen and students return to campus, what kind of precautions will you and your family want to see before you feel comfortable returning to campus if you want to return at all?
I think it's reassuring knowing that my school is probably going to be doing daily testing and checking everyone's temperatures before we go into school. But it would be a lot more reassuring and comforting if the cases went down drastically before we return.
And a lot of people are still following social distancing guidelines and wearing PPE when they leave their home. However, not everyone is taking the precautions that the health experts are saying are very vital to preventing the spread. When you see people not following social distance guidelines or not wearing a mask, how do you feel about it and what's your message to them?
I think it's definitely upsetting to see people not following the CDC guidelines or wearing protective gear, just because I think things would go back to normal faster if people would just follow the CDC guidelines. And it's definitely upsetting to see people from my school or people that I know on social media like hanging out in big groups and acting like the virus doesn't really exist. It's kind of discouraging in a way.